it's Saucy Mouth, and today we're going to be taking a new spin on a side dish for a barbecue. So if you're bored and tired of those plain old pasta salads, try this recipe that we're going to be doing today. It's going to be a stuffed tomato with vegetables. So let's get started with what we need for our ingredients. I have plum tomatoes that we're going to be using. We're going to split them in half and we're going to gut them. Then we're going to take a red onion and we're going to chop it finely to add in. Next I've already taken my corn off the cob, but you can use frozen corn, but corn on the cob we all know is the best. Then I have some feta cheese we're going to add in, along with some fresh basil and garlic. And then we're going to make a balsamic sauce that we're going to mix in, and then we're going to stuff everything into these tomatoes with that sauce, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So let's get started. We're going to start with these tomatoes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have these tomatoes, and then we'll gut them. Alright, the way to gut a tomato after we've already halved it is I take a spoon and I just take it in like this. Make sure you get all the way in there and gut it out. And that's it. Okay, we'll set that to the side, and you just continue to do it with these tomatoes. Okay, so you can see that I've already halved the tomatoes and I've gutted them out. So I'm just going to set them off to the side behind me while we get chopping our other ingredients. So let's start with our red onion. And I only need about a half of a medium-sized red onion. And you can add more if you like, or depending, but we only need half. So we're going to chop this. Okay, so I have chopped the red onion. Oh, missed this stuff. Okay, now we've chopped the red onion, and I'm going to put it in the mixing bowl here. Okay. Next, what we have, which is already chopped, is I have the fresh corn, and this is an ear of corn that I have taken off. And it's so fresh, it's so good, but it's about a cup, a little less than a cup of corn, but I really like the corn, so it doesn't matter. So we'll put that in. And next then I have my feta cheese, which is a half a cup of pre-crumbled feta cheese. You can buy yours however you like. It was just easier for me to buy the pre-crumbled. So we're going to add that in our mixing bowl. And then next what we need to do is we have our basil that we need to chop. And my basil I'm chopping, but I'm going to add it into the dressing. So I'm just going to chop this up first so we can set it aside. The basil smells so good and so fresh. Alright, we'll push our basil off to the side here. So next what we're going to add is a clove of garlic. I'm going to take our garlic and I'm going to chop it. This is the easiest way to get garlic out of its shell. The paper wrapping is to just lay it on a chopping board, smash it with your knife blade, and then you can start chopping away at it. So I'm going to finely chop, probably more like mince, this garlic. But it really doesn't matter because we're going to be adding it in the dressing in the blender, so it's going to get more mixed up then. So that's why this can just be kind of like a rough chop. So before I start the dressing, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper in the mixture of the vegetables and the cheese. So we have the feta cheese, the corn, and the red onions in here. I'm just going to toss it together real quick, and then we're going to set it aside as we make our dressing. Now we're going to make the dressing, and we're going to take our basil that we've chopped, and we're going to put it in the blender, and we're also going to take the garlic that we have chopped and put it in the blender also. Then What it also calls for is a tablespoon of sugar. So I've already measured mine out and I'm just going to put it in. And then it also calls for a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. And I'm doing a pinch now, but we may need to add a pinch later. So that's what I have for this. Then what we're going to add is 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. So mine is white vinegar actually. I just like it for this salad because the brown doesn't show on the salad. So it's just a little surprise and a little kicker for them. So we'll add in our 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. And then we're going to put the top on the blender here. And mine has a removable piece. So I'm then going to take my olive oil and add it in. And you add it in slowly. And we're going to wait for it to emulsify, which we're waiting for it to thicken. It's not going to all blend together, but it will thicken. So it calls for a 1/4 cup of oil, but what I like to do is I kind of like to eye it. So I just pour it in slowly from the bottle. You can choose to do a 1/4 cup and slowly add that, but you might need to add a little bit more depending on. Alright, we're going to check now to see, and it probably needs just another minute. And I love this because the basil that we put in here has chopped and it's made it a green coloring, a natural coloring, which is going to make this salad look even better with the tomatoes and all the colors that are in it. So let's put this back on. So it smells like our dressing is ready and also looks like it. So what I have, I'm going to try and show you as I pour it out. It's going to be thick like a salad dressing, and we're going to pour this all in. And the basil's already pre-chopped, the garlic's in here, and the balsamic. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Perfect. So now all we do is we just add it in with all of the mixture of the vegetables and the cheese. And I like to take just a little bite before we start stuffing them to see if everything's right. So fantastic. This is wonderful. This is an absolute hit. So let's take our tomatoes. And you know, let's add just a little bit of pepper. Could use that. And I have my spoon right here. Let's mix in that pepper. Now what we're going to do is take big spoonfuls of this mixture and place it on a plate. And everybody's going to love this. So as you can see here, I have taken the tomatoes, I have stuffed them all with that great mixture. And all that there's left to do if you're going to garnish is I like to take some of the feta cheese that wasn't in there, sprinkle it around on the plate. And I'm using about like a tablespoon of feta cheese and just about a couple leaves of basil that I have chopped. So we're just going to lay it over on the tomatoes, and voila. This is absolutely perfect to serve to friends, anybody that this is a little bit of a better step than just serving a pasta salad. So if you're having more of a nicer picnic or barbecue, I would definitely recommend using this recipe. I hope you guys try this recipe out. You can check it out on my website at www.saucymouth.com and enjoy this